There is something oddly comforting about a home remedy passed down through generations. Before the rise of over-the-counter gels and antiseptic sprays, our ancestors turned to what they had in the kitchen. One of the more surprising traditional solutions is the humble raw potato. Believe it or not, this everyday vegetable has earned a quiet reputation in folk medicine circles for soothing burns. Not chemical burns or third-degree injuries requiring emergency care, but minor burns like those from a hot pan or a splash of boiling water. If you have ever heard someone say, "Put a slice of raw potato on it," you might have raised an eyebrow. But there is a story behind this strange yet fascinating method. Imagine a moment in the kitchen where everything is going smoothly. You are stirring, baking, flipping pancakes maybe, and then it happens. The edge of your hand brushes against a sizzling frying pan. It is quick but sharp. You yelp, drop the spatula, and look down at your reddening skin. The pain begins to build, slowly but surely. You know, it is not serious enough for a doctor, but it hurts enough to disrupt your day. So you run to the sink, blast cold water on it, and then, almost instinctively, remember something your grandmother used to say. Slice a raw potato, press it on the burn. It might seem strange, but raw potato has been used this way in many cultures. Its popularity spread through kitchens, farms, and even rural first aid boxes, not because it was the most effective scientific method, but because it was accessible, easy, and oddly helpful. What makes this curious trick interesting is not just that it feels good, but that it may actually work on a basic level. Raw potato has a cool, watery texture. The moment you press that freshly cut slice to your burn, you feel instant relief. It is not magic. It is physics. That moisture-rich surface draws heat away from your skin. It cools, calms, and provides a brief pause from the sting. It is nature's cold compress. And when you are dealing with something as uncomfortable as a minor burn, even a few minutes of comfort can feel like a gift. But there is more going on than just coolness. Potatoes contain starches and compounds like catecholases, which may contribute to soothing the skin. While clinical research on the burn-healing properties of raw potato is limited, anecdotal evidence has been pouring in for decades. People swear by it. From mothers treating accidental oven burns to workers calming minor sunburns. The potato slice has been passed around like a secret handshake among those who lean on natural remedies. It is worth noting that this is not a miracle cure. Nobody is claiming that a raw potato will regenerate damaged tissue or prevent infection in a serious wound. This is a remedy for small incidents, the kind that happen at home and do not need stitches or antibiotics. Simple example would be touching a curling iron or spilling hot tea on your arm. In that space between discomfort and danger, the raw potato finds its place. There is a technique to it too. The potato should be firm and cold. When you slice it, aim for a clean surface. Some recommend using the inner, freshly cut side of the potato because that is where the moisture and starches are most active. Press it gently onto the burn and hold it in place for a few minutes. You can rotate the slice as it warms up, using a cooler part of the surface. Some people go even further, grating the potato and applying the mush directly to the skin, then wrapping it in a cloth for longer relief. This brings us to another layer of the story. Why do people trust this method? The answer lies partly in how we perceive healing. Not every effective treatment has to be high-tech or expensive. Sometimes comfort and consistency matter more. When someone finds relief from something as simple as a potato slice, they remember it. They share it. It becomes part of family lore. In rural communities where access to medical care can be limited or delayed, potato slices may have been the only available aid. Farmers burned their hands on stoves or fields, and they reached for what they had nearby. Mothers had to improvise when children got too close to a candle or iron. The raw potato, in all its humble glory, was there. Its ability to absorb heat and calm inflamed skin became its unofficial calling card. Even in modern homes where medicine cabinets are stocked with ointments, the potato remedy continues to survive. There is something charming about using food as medicine, especially when it feels so immediate and tactile. You slice, you press, and the relief is right there. It reminds you of a time when healing was less about sterile packaging and more about using your hands and your instincts. Of course, not everyone will be convinced. Some will insist on using burn creams, antiseptic sprays, or synthetic gels, and that is perfectly fine. Medical science has brought us incredible tools for wound care. But there is space in our lives for the old ways too. They may not always be backed by double-blind studies, but they are backed by experience, by stories, by a sense of continuity. And for those who wonder whether it is safe, the good news is that raw potato is unlikely to do harm when used properly. As long as the skin is not broken and you keep the area clean afterward, applying a cool slice of raw potato is gentle and soothing. If the burn begins to blister or shows signs of infection, of course, professional care is the right move. But for the little everyday accidents, the ones that sting more than they scar, this method offers a kind of grassroots relief. Interestingly, potatoes have been used in many folk medicine traditions beyond burns. They have been used to treat dark under-eye circles, to soothe inflamed skin, and even as poultices for sprains. Their cool, dense, starchy flesh makes them natural candidates for calming heat and inflammation. And while not every use is endorsed by science, these traditions reflect centuries of trial and error. There is also a psychological element that should not be overlooked. When you turn to a home remedy, there is an empowering sense of self-reliance. You are not at the mercy of a drugstore. You are using what is around you, what nature provides, in a world that moves fast and treats pain with pills and products. Slowing down to slice a potato and press it against your skin feels refreshingly grounded. Sometimes healing is not just about the physical process. It is also about feeling cared for, even if you are the one doing the caring. The moment you take the time to sit down, apply the slice, and wait, you are giving yourself attention. That can be just as powerful as the starches in the vegetable. In the end, whether the raw potato slice works through chemistry or comfort, its impact is undeniable for many who use it. It is a quiet little method tucked between modern medicine and ancestral memory. It may not make headlines, but it remains a beloved tool for people who believe in simple solutions. So the next time you nick yourself on a cookie sheet or lean too close to the kettle, you might remember this story. You might walk to your pantry instead of your medicine cabinet. You might slice into that cool, firm potato and press it against your skin. And you just might feel the kind of gentle, almost old-fashioned relief that connects you to every burn sufferer who ever reached for a root vegetable in a moment of pain. In the kitchen, where most minor burns occur, the raw potato remains within arm's reach. It asks for nothing. No fancy preparation. No chemical additives. Just a clean slice and a quiet moment. Sometimes that is enough. Sometimes that is exactly what healing looks like. And there you have it, the surprisingly soothing story of the raw potato slice method for minor burns. It is one of those old kitchen remedies that still holds its ground in a world full of high-tech solutions. Whether it is the cooling effect, the natural starches, or just the comfort of doing something simple and immediate, this method has earned its place in homes across generations. Sometimes the best fixes are the ones hiding in plain sight, like right there in your pantry. If you have ever burned your hand on a hot skillet or caught a finger on a curling iron, maybe next time you will remember this quiet little trick. It does not take much. Just a cool slice, a steady hand, and a few calm minutes. No fuss, no chemicals, just a moment of healing from something as humble as a potato. Thanks for watching and spending this time with us. If you enjoyed learning about this old-school remedy and want more simple health tips from the past, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your favorite home remedy in the comments below.
Ow!
Take care of yourselves and each other, and remember, sometimes healing begins in the most unexpected places.